Today's recipe is going to be a real velvet cake. We're going to omit the cream cheese frosting and just pay attention to the red velvet cake. This is going to be a two-part video because we're actually going to make red velvet cheesecakes. For that, we need the red velvet cake. So the ingredients are 3 cups cake flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 2 teaspoons unsweetened cocoa powder, ½ teaspoon of salt, ½ cup unsalted butter, 2 cups granulated sugar, 1 cup canola oil or vegetable oil, 4 large eggs, 1 tablespoon pure vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon distilled vinegar, 1 cup of buttermilk. All right, here's our ingredients measured out. Our butter, egg whites, cocoa powder, salt, baking soda, white sugar, buttermilk, flour, 3 cups bread flour, our red food coloring. This is our oil with the vinegar as well, the egg yolks, and the egg whites. What I want to do first is I'm going to whip these egg whites here to stiff peaks. So next, the first step is, for me, because I only have one KitchenAid, is I'm going to mix together the egg whites and the food coloring to stiff peaks. You want to use about a tablespoon of food coloring. You want to get a little bit more redder, add more food coloring. We're good. That is stiff peaks. You see it's not falling. That's stiff peaks. All right, now go ahead and scoop those egg whites out, put them into a bowl, leave them on the side. We're going to have to work fast because we don't want these egg whites to lose their viscosity, their whip, all right? So just set them right here, and we're going to move a little bit fast. Now I'm going to use the same bowl. It's going to be the same product, but it's just going to be, now we're just going to do some different steps, all right? In the bowl first, we're going to put our butter and sugar in. And we're going to take that and whip this together until it looks like cream. This is called creaming. All right, we're good. That's what we want. This is the creaming method right there. Cream together the butter and the sugar. All right, once that's combined, go ahead and add in the rest of your liquid ingredients. This is the oil and the vanilla extract and the vinegar as well. Now you want to get your dry ingredients and sift them together. If you don't have a sifter, get you a whisk and do like this here until it all looks uniform, okay? Now at this point, what you want to do is alternate between your dry ingredients and your buttermilk, okay? Add a little bit of dry, then a little bit of buttermilk, a little bit of dry, a little bit of buttermilk. You also want to scrape down the sides as you're doing this too. A little bit of dry, mix on low. Then from right here, we're going to add the buttermilk. A little bit of wet. Just add just a little bit of buttermilk. Then I'm going to add my dry and go back. So that's the last of my alternating of the wet and the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix that up. All right, the last step is we're going to fold these egg whites in, okay? I'm going to start off with a little bit just to get it incorporated. Then we'll gently mix it all in. A little bit. I'm going to gently fold this in just like that. Okay, just like that. See that? Folded it in, got it nice incorporated. I'm going to do that with the rest of it. Now what these egg whites are going to do is going to give that cake a little bit more rise, a little bit more lift, all right? All right, here is our batter. Now we're going to get some, I'm going to use loaf pans, but you can use cake pans. I'm going to be using a loaf pan simply because that's just what I'm going to use, okay? And I got these lined with some wax paper, okay? So just pour the batter in and bake it in the oven at 350 degrees. All right, so I had to make some adjustments to this recipe really quickly. I added more red food coloring to it to make it more of a red velvet color. So I went and just added a whole bottle of this red food coloring right here. I just added the whole bottle. So I want to go ahead and tray them up in my loaf pans with the wax paper and bake them in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour.